Sa paggunita sa International Human Rights Day ngayong December 10, nagpapatuloy pa rin daw ang laban sa karapatang pantao sa Pilipinas at dito sa Canada. Patuloy na inilalaban ng grupong migrante ang di pantay na pagtingin sa kakayahan ng immigrants, maging ang pagiging dehado ng maraming temporary workers sa pabago-bagong immigration policies ng bansa. Ang paghimay dito sa one-on-one interview ng Omni News kay Aimee Beboso ng Migrante Ottawa.
Ano ba ang dapat tandaan sa araw na ito? Bakit dapat hindi ito balewalain?
People, businesses, employers, governments should abide by the laws and respect human rights. Pero it's good to have a one day internationally na maalala natin yung importansya ng karapatang pantao.
Aimee, dito sa BC, may inilabas ang probinsya. Ang sinasabi, lagana pa rin ng systemic racism sa mga sektor ng serbisyo publiko. Kulang pa rin daw sa kinatawan yung mga indigenous natin at of course yung racialized communities. Bakit pa mahalaga na well-represented ito?
Kaya nga attracted yung mga maraming Pilipino kasi we're a peace-loving nation, Canada. We're human rights, we respect human rights. Pero looking internally sa banda ng status ng mga katutubo na sinasabi nila dito sa Canada or indigenous peoples, just looking at the plight of and their struggles, nakikita mo na hindi pa, they're disproportionately nasa preso, disproportionate na karamihan ng mga kababaihang indigenous ay are subject to domestic violence and violence in general and disappeared. That we need to be honest na racism still exists and there are systemic barriers talaga na nag-exist sa Canadian society that still needs to be addressed. Kaya nga, may mga statistics na, according to the Statistics Canada, Filipinos are educated, but among the visible visible minorities, they're one of the lowest paid. Bakit ganon? Right? So, at saka yung pag-navigate ng mga Pilipino. So for example, di ba nag-apply sila sa mga iba't ibang programa. Yung mga programa na yun, may mga requirements in education and language. Bakit hindi pa rin sapat? Sasabihin nila na kanino ng Canadian experience. When we talked about this before, I think in our previous interviews, kailangan mo ng Canadian experience. Pero kung hindi mo ako i-hire para makapag-start akong magpundar ng Canadian experience, then how is that gonna how like it's like a vicious cycle that I need a Canadian experience but you won't hire me because I don't have Canadian experience. Like that doesn't make any sense. So somebody has to start somewhere. So ang nurses natin kung minsan like they have to go back to start from zero or challenge yung kung ano mang board exam dito na sa iba't ibang probinsya. Until now, for that foreign credentials is still an issue. And it's not just among the Filipino community, it's sa lahat, sa karamihan ng mga migrant communities na yun yung isa sa mga barriers, yung kilala sa mga foreign credentials. If anything, Canada should actually welcome that. Kasi can you imagine? These individuals have developed their yung employment experience, education. Canada didn't invest in that person. They came here educated already and a work experience. If anything, you're doing yourself as a country a disservice if you're not utilizing that person at the level where they are in, rather than like na hindi mo sila patrabahuin sa kanilang skills and education na dinadala nila.
So patuloy talaga ang laban pagdating sa foreign credential recognition. Nabanggit mo na rin yung mga migrante natin, temporary workers, kasama na rin yung mga international students dyan na na-highlight itong mga nakaraang buwan, ngayong taon, di rin ikakaila talaga yung ilang kaso ng mga pang-aabuso mula sa employer at maging immigration consultants, Aimee, na matagal ng problema. Ano ang dapat gawin?
Well, we need to have stricter regulations, pero at the same time, kailangan ng gobyerno ng Canada na pakinggan talaga ang mga various communities and hear from the workers themselves on what kinds of changes do they want. Napapasok mo na sila pagkatapos you change the rules all of a sudden, and what happens to these people? And And then you wonder, it's like, why are people overstaying, or why people are all of a sudden became undocumented?
Baga nagpapatuloy pa rin ang pakikipaglaban sa karapatang pantao hanggang sa ngayon. Bilang ordinaryong mamamayan, yung mga nakikinig sa atin, ano ang dapat nating gawin para maging mas mabuti ang mundo sa susunod na henerasyon, Amy?
Know your rights. So basahin natin ano ba talaga yung Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Bakit ano? Kasi we can like write so many laws, pero if we don't exercise it, it's nothing. The strength is in it's exercising it and defending it.